So we're continuing with our stories through Holy Week. If you remember, Jesus has just been arrested and now he's been taken to a very important man. So for our story today, for the actions, when I say Jesus, I'm sure you remember this by now, it's through the sign language for Jesus, which is to touch our palms. And when I say Pilate, now it's not kind of airline pilot, this is the name of somebody. So when I do Pilate, I want you to kind of wash your hands. And then there's another person in the story who's not a very nice person at all. So when I say Barabbas, we're all going to go boo, boo. Well, that was good. Should we try those again? So Jesus, Pilate, Barabbas, boo. Nice. All Pilate wanted was a peaceful life. And he might have had one, had he been a shopkeeper or a butcher or a baker. But Pilate was the Roman governor of Judea, and no one there could be put to death without his permission. So, once the religious leaders had found Jesus guilty, Pilate's palace was anything but peaceful. The religious leaders stood and shouted, "This man is dangerous. He tells the people not to pay their taxes. He says he's a king." At the other end of the room stood Jesus, tired and sad and alone. "The man seems harmless enough to me," said Pilate at last. "I see no reason to put him to death." So the religious leaders shouted even louder. "Oh, I tell you what," said Pilate. "Let's ask the people what they think." Every year at Passover, Pilate let the people choose one prisoner to be freed. Now there was a particularly nasty prisoner named Barabbas, boo, who was a thief and a murderer. Pilate would let the people choose between Jesus and this Barabbas, boo. When the religious leaders saw what he was up to, they ran among the crowds and told them all to shout for Barabbas, boo. People didn't know what was going on, so they shouted for Barabbas, boo! Release Barabbas, boo! They cried, free Barabbas, boo! But if I release Barabbas, boo! Said Pilate to the religious leaders, that means that I will have to kill Jesus. They chanted, kill Jesus. Before he gave the order, Pilate did one last thing. He called for a bowl of water and a towel. "I wash my hands of this whole business," he said, and he plunged his hands into the bowl. The religious leaders shrugged. The soldiers dragged Jesus away. Pilate's palace was peaceful at last. All it cost was the life of an innocent man.